for your rock and roll enjoyment. It's the 702 Rox Show with your host, Roxy. Listen to interviews about local artists, musicians, and fashionable people from all over Las Vegas. So tune up, rock out, and have fun on the 702 Rox Show. 702 Rox Show. Now, here's your host, Roxy.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the 702 Rox Show, the show that promotes artists, musicians, and fashionably talented people. I'm your hostess, Michelle Roxy Davis. And don't forget that 702 Rox is also on Facebook. Like us on Twitter. We are on Foursquare. We are on Instagram. We are on, we're on YouTube. We're in My Vegas Magazine. We're all over the place, having a good time, rocking and rolling. And not to mention that 702 Rox also archives on VANR, and so that way if you missed a show you can just listen to VANR and catch my show every once in a while. It's TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday, everyone. It's a beautiful day here. We're going to start the weekend right, and I'm having a great time. I have here videographer Mr. Carl Dawsonberg, something like that. He's a cameraman. He's doing it big. Then we have Gene Woods. He's actually filming me on Ustream right now. I brought my dog into the studio, Itsy Bitsy. She's licking my toes right now. Anyways, that's kind of weird, a little gross. And we have Irma, board director lady. She's awesome. And we have some great guests. Sophia Konstantinovna. She is from Sophia and Sapphire. She is a ballroom dance specialist. She's going to come on the show in a little bit later today. And we also have Rafael Dinez, and he is from D Bar J Hats. And both of these people have won gift certificates from Yvette Auger's Cosmopolitan Connections. So congratulations to these guests today on the show. They have won gift certificates to come on the 702 Rox Show, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing, is rocking and rolling, promoting these people. So I actually have a little treat for all of you people out there that like BBW. That's Big Beautiful Women. Jessica Talamontes. She goes by the name of Julia Sands.
Hi, everybody.
You got to talk a little louder.
Hello.
There you go. So, Jessica, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just waking up, starting my day.
Yeah.
And I've been having fun with Bitsy.
Yeah.
These past couple days.
You're a good dog mother.
Yes, I am.
So you're a night owl. You like to stay up late.
Oh, yeah. Watch Netflix.
Actually, last night I was over at Hooters. Speaking of at the Night Owl showroom, I was a hypnotist assistant for Kevin Lepine's Hypnosis Unleashed.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got to come see me on stage.
Well, you are very hypnotic.
Oh, I try.
You're hypnotizing me a little bit right now.
Oh, am I now?
Yes.
Am I really?
The eyes, maybe.
You got to come see me perform sometime.
I know. I'm going to make a sign. I'm going to make a glittery sign and 702 Rox.
That would be so
cool. Be like
cool.
in the fan.
That would be hot.
Yeah.
I would love that. Now, you've been to Yvette Auger's Cosmopolitan Connections a few times. How do you like it?
I like it. I always meet somebody really nice and friendly, and I've made actually a bunch of new friends now.
Yeah?
Because of the Cosmopolitan. Even if somebody's not there to network, I mean, there's other like tourists coming in and stuff, and you get socializing.
We got to give some big shout outs to people like, first off, Yvette and Eric.
Yes.
And Yvette introduced me to Len Connell, who got me on the Sex and Money show, and Big Magic Al. He goes to the mixers every once in a while, but Stephen and Carolyn Jacobs and Joy and Pamela and Paul, and there's so many people I'm trying to give a shout out to. Who are some of the people you've met from her mixers?
I've just pretty much the same people that you're saying, you know? I mean, and I even meet them sometimes at your mixers too. Yours are fun.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I love your clothing swap party.
Speaking of, next Wednesday at Yvette's Mixer, I'm going to be broadcasting. It is at
cool.
Andre's.
Oh, Oh,
in the
yeah, I've been there
Encore.
before. It's nice in there.
Yeah, 7 to 9 next Wednesday. I'll be broadcasting. So we get to dress up, put our pearls on, our little black dresses, have a good time. And broadcast, we get to meet people. And I love it. I mean,
Me too.
I interview, about anywhere from 10 to 14 people in 2 hours. And these people I get to have as guests on the show. And then they get to find out exactly what it's like to be on radio and what's
Right.
podcast and what's the difference between internet radio and podcasting and what's all your social medias and what's a social media and all that stuff. You know, I get to kind of talk to people and get to know them and stuff. But let's also talk about some fashion because
I met Joey Galan at one of Yvette's parties. He's in the fashion industry too.
He's a big timer.
I know. I love his dresses.
He knows, yeah.
They're just crazy.
You went to the Artisan recently.
Yeah.
And you went to
Midnight Masquerade Ball.
Now, what is the Midnight Masquerade Ball?
Well, you have to wear a mask at a masquerade ball, and at midnight, that's when you take off your mask and reveal your identity.
So you kind of can like make a date and prowl around the room and find out who you like to make friends with, and then when the mask comes off, you're like, "I'll call you next week." Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't.
Yeah.
But talk about fashion is that you made this full-on Cinderella gown, and you
that was
made
a mission.
You made your boyfriend's outfit cloak that kind of looked like Phantom of the Opera. Tell us how you designed your clothing and how much fun it was.
Well, it was really easy for him because, I mean, you can use like the standard patterns. You can find at any arts and crafts store, and you can just cut out the patterns for themselves, and they have the instructions in the little pamphlets and tells you how to put it all together.
Now, your boyfriend bought you a sewing machine just out of the blue, and you're like, I kind of know how to do this. So you actually went to Michael's.
It's been a while. I used to always make costumes with my grandmother.
Bought the patterns, and just all of a sudden,
I have to get back on, the bicycle.
But I just can't believe the costumes that you made. I mean, personally, I would like to find some people out there that would like to feature and wear your costumes.
I know.
Because there's a lot of entertainers out there that I know would love to brand specific designs that are one of kind.
I've actually been working on a piece for Thick Sundays.
Really?
And it's a really sexy
now, is it
goddess, like Egyptian kind of inspired, like top.
Are you making costumes just for big, beautiful women?
No, just for women of all sizes.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to make, I like to make costumes for me and my friends. So when me and my girlfriends go out, we look great.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have a good time.
Oh, absolutely. I gotta look good. My girlfriend's gotta look good. That's just the way it works.
Maybe we could put some styles together.
Yeah.
And I want to wear some of them to Yvette Augers.
Exactly. We can
you want to wear them
stuff
to the Cosmopolitan Connections?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting pretty excited about it because it's kind of like all coming back to me. It's it's part of my childhood.
Back to your roots.
Back to my roots. Sewing with my grandma, making Halloween costumes, and
that's cute.
I mean, I started off cutting socks.
I mean, this is no joke because she was like, "Yeah, I'm making a dress." I'm thinking to myself, "Okay, cute. Could be like a tube sock dress, pretty easy." But then I walk in and this thing is ruffled, layered. It looked exactly like Cinderella's dress.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Yeah, I made this by hand." I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" And then your boyfriend's costume was this big jacket with this fake fur, and it had like this ribbon. It looked exactly like Phantom of the Opera when the guys really decked out almost as much as the women.
He didn't want to be like too because when you're doing a masquerade party, the guys' clothes tend to look a little feminine, and he's like, "Don't make it."
That's how it's supposed to be, though.
Well, I know, but he's just like, "I still want to look manly."
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, well, we'll just do Phantom of the Opera.
That's
kind
cool.
of thing because it's a little bit more modern,
So why I wanted you to come on the show is because we have a ballroom dance specialist that I was hoping that maybe if she gives classes every Monday at 6, and
cool.
she teaches these students how to dance, and she's always needing to look. Of course, she is the part of a dancer, but she's got to look the part and dress and act
the outfit
and
has
everything.
to be comfortable to dance in and still look fierce.
So maybe I can talk you into making a couple outfits that Sophia.
That would be a fun project.
Yeah,
that would be a really fun project because I love dancing. And
who doesn't love dancing?
The main thing about dancing is you have to have the right outfit.
Okay.
The spotlight has to hit it
everything.
Just perfect.
And it's not only the outfit, it's the hat, it's the shoes,
the accessories.
It's the accessories, it's everything. And that's exactly why this show is awesome because, well, let's bring on our first guest. Sophia, How you doing today?
Hello there. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Now,
Mic on the button.
we got to turn the button on the mic on, making sure she's there. You're there?
Thank you so
All
much
right.
for having me here on the show,
Absolutely.
Michelle.
Now, congratulations on your new show here at VANR.
Oh, thanks.
We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but you are a ballroom dance specialist, and what you do is you not only teach people how to dance, couples and so forth, but your specialty is that you teach that one dance that the bride dances with the groom during their wedding. Isn't that romantic, Jessica?
First dance.
I know. I love it. I think that is just something so special because, okay, for me, I never went to a prom. I never went to a high school dance. I was a tomboy. I was busy playing basketball and throwing javelin, and so I never had that.
Types,
I never
sporty
had that
spice.
Cinderella moment, and to me, getting married is that one time that I'm going to have that moment. And I thought to myself, if I don't know how to dance, I'm going to look like a fish out of water. Now, if I knew how to dance and I was just spinning and moving, then everyone's going to be like, holy moly, like they really worked at, and that's exactly what you
gotta be
teach.
entertained.
Well, yeah, but not aside from looking good, it just feels so good
Oh,
when
yeah.
you could do a couple of those things, and then you get that under your belt, and you can do it forever. If you learn
Yeah.
those moves, they're yours forever.
But one other thing, Jessica, you were saying that was a very good point. It is what you wear in order to dance. Now,
Yes.
her outfit, we're going to talk about, it costs up to what, $3,000?
Yeah, my
$5,000?
competition outfit is all with Swarovski crystals.
Ooh, this is Camille Flawless.
It's very heavy, and I have to dance very fast, and I sweat, and I have my fake tan rub off on
Oh,
it. And
God, I hate that. I'm looking at my feet right now like, yep, I know what you mean. Yep.
But yeah, I would say the dress really makes it because it's the way you feel.
Absolutely.
On the floor. And no matter, even if you don't know how to dance, if you look like the part, all of a sudden the judges are like, oh, she's the real thing.
The dress is so flowy.
So how many competitions have you performed in?
So professionally, I just started my career with my new partner. So we've done a few competitions, but I've also compete with my students, which is pretty cool.
That's
Nice.
cool.
So the teacher dresses up, takes the students to a competition, and of course the student gets judged.
Oh,
but
I'm so there.
But the teacher makes the students look good, and it's like a totally fancy event. It looks like you're in the movies. So I recommend you guys come check it out sometime.
That's awesome. Now, every Monday at 6 at...
Yes, so every Monday at 6 at the Ritz, we do beginner dances. This month is the salsa, and I invite all locals from Vegas invited. If you have two left feet, you're qualified. You're a perfect fit for this meetup. We get together, we have fun, we network, we dance, and once a month we go out into the real world to a club or a restaurant, and we do what we learned in class.
Oh, that's so fun.
That is awesome.
Doesn't that sound fun? Like, I can just imagine we all go out to eat, and then all of a sudden, like, the Mexican,
flash
the
mob.
Spanish music comes on, and we all just flash mob to the middle. We're like, ay, 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 ay,
In our
ay.
costumes, in our special costumes.
That'd be so
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's almost Easter, and I got some hot chicks in the room, so stay tuned. We're going to take a little commercial break. When we get back, we're going to talk why dancing makes you going from nerdy to flirty. Ooh. Right here on the 702 Rox Show.
Ready to rock? Well, here's your 702 Rox host, Roxy.
And we're back, everyone. Welcome to the 702 Rox Show. I'm your hostess, Michelle Roxy Davis. And don't forget to like 702 Rocks on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We're also on Foursquare, Instagram, and you can find us in My Vegas magazine. So I have here with me the beautiful Jessica Talamantes, who is a fashion designer, and you can find her at Jessica Purr on Twitter. And we also have Sofia Konstantinovna. She is a ballroom dance specialist.
Hello.
And she actually has a show here on Vegas All Net Radio, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. And we're talking about how dancing can make you go from nerdy to flirty.
Ooh.
So, Sophia, tell us a little bit about how dancing can give you confidence, first off.
Well, I view dance as transformative, and that's why I'm so passionate about it, is because it changes people's lives. It's like a medicine. whether or not you're bogged down by technology, whether or not you need an outlet or connect with someone else and move on the dance floor together. That's what it is to me. So that's what nerdy to flirty is, when you're missing that, when you have that void in your life, and all of a sudden you have this, and you're on the dance floor, you have these, endorphins and this amazing experience. So
now, what do you do with people that have stage fright, that are almost like, a girlfriend pulls along her boyfriend, and her boyfriend is absolutely terrified to the point where he will not go out on the floor. He's like, no, I'll just sit here and watch. What do you do? I've
had that before. I've had actually people admit that they drive into the parking lot and don't get out of the car.
I was just going to say that. Like, there's so much tension about someone watching you move. Like it's almost like letting down your guard a little bit. When you sing, when you dance, even when you model, you're letting down your guard. You're exposing some of the talents that you have to let yourself, I want to say,
for ridicule.
Be free a little bit, not hold yourself in.
Yeah, it is scary, and it takes, I would say, a special experience to feel disarmed, because even for me, I'm an artist by nature, but dance is one of those things that has challenged me the most by far. I illustrate, I write music, I do all this stuff, but dancing is really tough because you're out there, people are watching, you're moving your body in a weird way that's not normal.
and not only that, but I mean, for some people, you have to be on an extreme diet. I mean, when you're competing, when you are constantly moving, you're not going to go out and get a Big Mac with a king-size fries. You have to watch what you eat, and that's an important thing to the judge when they're looking at the girl in her dress and how she moves and how she looks.
You make a good point. Although, people from all walks of life dance, anywhere from, 90-year-olds to kids to people of all sizes, and guys and girls. And one thing that you said, what about, that guy that's scared to come into the studio and step on the dance floor? You have to start off small. You have to make it simple. You have to, as a teacher, I have to know how to communicate in a special way to everyone so that they feel a little successful after every lesson. You can't go in with huge expectations, but you can go in expecting to learn some survival skills. And
Absolutely.
I think those survival skills are what build the confidence.
What type of survival skills would you learn?
Well, for example, if you know a couple basics in some dances, hearing the music is tough.
Learning how to breathe?
I know. I think learning how to breathe, but one thing that's really simple, when in doubt, just keep moving. Because a lot of times, we freeze up, we're so scared, we don't even breathe. You're right. And I'll be dancing with a student and I'll be like, okay, and breathe now. They're like, how did you know I wasn't breathing?
That's so funny.
But it affects the whole body. You get tense and you can't move, you can't think. I say, you know what? As long as you keep moving, no one's going to know.
And dancing is such a great workout too. I mean, when you get involved with a song and you're into it, and you got a competition coming up, I mean, you really drive to get into that song, to be a part of it,
Yeah, well, and that's why the first dance is so important, because there's meaning. There's a symbolic meaning behind the song, behind the relationship, behind, what you stand for to each other. And then, if you learn how to dance, it stays with you and you become dance partners for the rest of your life. I mean, that is your designated dance partner.
Now tell me how did you meet your dance partner? Because you guys are not boyfriend and girlfriend. This is professional. Tell me how you guys met.
So I've been looking for a partner for so long, and I've had maybe 4 failed partnerships.
And how hard is it that you're like, I'm looking for a partner, and the guy's like, oh, hey, and you're like, no, not that kind of partner.
Right. Well, I've been poking around, and it takes a lot, because it's not only the dance chemistry, it's the personality, it's a relationship, it's so many things. How well you work, do you have the same goals, are you disciplined? But I've been training for a long time, just me with some coaches back in San Francisco Bay Area, and I kept on asking, do you know anyone? And they're like, no. And then finally Eddie, who is my partner, contacted one of my coaches, and the coach was like, there's a guy, he's in Vegas, you'd have to move. And the first thing that came to me was like, I can't do that.
Why not?
And then the next moment, I'm like, of course I can do that.
Of course you can do that.
It's Vegas.
But you know, this is just what we all deal with. A lot of times we don't pursue our dream. We don't allow ourselves to do what's scary because the first thing that comes to us is, you can't do that. That's something I've never done. That's crazy,
That's true.
you know. But it's like jumping off a cliff, but it feels so good. And I love doing that for people who want to learn how to dance. You know, throw them off the cliff and then they get liberated.
Push them off the pirate ship plank.
Yes.
There you
I love
go.
that.
Now, one thing I do want to make a big point about is, you know, music brings us all together. It doesn't matter if you're dancing with someone and you're coming closer together. Perfect example. Look at the EDC. You're getting 250,000 people together, if not more, to just enjoy music. And there's something to say about when you get a group of people that enjoy music, there's some sort of chemistry that goes around in the air that people can just kind of, and it's totally different than when you watch it on TV or if you listen in the radio, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if
it
you're
becomes like a spiritual thing.
especially if you're like at a rave and they got that bass going and
You
all
can
these
feel it.
people, I mean, you really can feel it. I mean, is that the same with dancing and
Yeah,
music?
I mean, that's why, you know, my company name is Sophia in Sapphire, and people are like, why do you call your company that? Because you enter this other world, just like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, the music's playing, you're hugging someone else in your arms, you're moving, and it feels so good. It's like you're sparkling on the dance floor, you know,
That's a
and
good point.
like a gem. And the same thing with music, this euphoria.
That's absolutely right. Now, again, let's give out all the contacts. It's every Monday at 6.
Monday at 6 at the Ritz.
Where is that located at?
That's on East Flamingo in Pecos. The address is 3360 East Flamingo. 6 o'clock Monday nights. This month we're doing salsa, beginner salsa.
And
everyone is welcome.
How much does it cost?
It's actually complimentary, but I do request a love donation.
There
so
you go.
if you like the
Awesome.
class,
And she doesn't mean free hugs either.
No.
The cash people. There you go.
Thank you.
And Jessica, I definitely think that you should try and put some sparkle outfits together for
Yeah.
Sophia to
I would love that.
That sounds like fun.
That would be
Yes,
fun.
please.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Actually, no, we have a couple of we have a few more minutes. We have a few more minutes. So, Sophia, give out your Twitter and your Facebook and your .com and everything.
Okay, so, well, I am at sophiainsapphire.com. On Facebook, I am facebook.com/Sophia in Sapphire. Twitter is also Sophia in Sapphire. And that's Sapphire with 2 P's. And this month, actually, if you do like and follow, you get automatically entered into a raffle for a free lesson. So
We like free stuff. Nice.
yes.
I'm going to tweet right now.
And your radio show.
And my radio
Yeah,
show.
tell us about that.
So my radio show is called Do You Wanna Dance? We talk about going from nerdy to flirty for the beginner dancer, but we also talk about the first dance, planning for your wedding. We have awesome guests that give tips and advice on, planning for your wedding and that first dance. And we talk about relationships and all sorts of different things that relate to that. So that's every Wednesday at 4 p.m.
That's
on Vegas
fun.
All Net Radio.
Well, thank you, Sophia, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. It was such a blast.
And everyone, stick around. We are actually going to have Rafael Dinez. He is the co-owner of D Bar J and Hats. And if you like fashion and you like awesome hats, then you want to stick around and you want to listen to this interview. It's going to be a good one, and it's right here on the 702 Rox Show.
Are you ready to rock? Well, here's your 702 Rox host, Roxy.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 702 Rox Show, the show that promotes artists, musicians, and fashionably talented people. I'm your hostess, Roxy. And get more information about 702 Rox, go to 702Rox, that's ROX.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We're also on Instagram, Foursquare, LinkedIn, and you can read about it in every issue of My Vegas magazine. If you're wondering what that little grunt is, That's my tiny toy poodle, Itsy Bitsy. I take her with me to Yappy Hour. That's every third Thursday of the month at Rumor, and we have a great time. And Jessica Talamontes has been babysitting her because I took a trip with my boyfriend to San Diego recently, and Jessica, you needed to watch Itsy Bitsy.
Yeah, I love having her over. The dog's loving having her over, too.
Dresses and stuff.
Yeah, she has to be part of our little wolf pack.
You gotta have like little hats for the dogs.
I need to get them little hats.
Little hats.
Absolutely. If I'm going to get a hat, they have to have a hat.
Well, speaking of...
We've made those.
Yeah. That's actually our next guest, Rafael Dinez. He is the co-owner of D-Bar J and Hats. Rafael, how you doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
Doing good. Now, congratulations winning the gift certificate from
Thank you.
Cosmopolitan Connections.
Yeah.
I know it's been a while. It's been a while since we had to kind of link up the right time. You'd be in town. You travel a lot.
I go around the world every 2 weeks. So
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Germany, Dubai,
Fun.
Korea, China, Hong Kong, Kazakhstan, Sydney.
What's your favorite?
Jeez.
Vegas, coming home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Good answer.
Now, you actually travel around the world because you are a pilot for UPS.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yep, been flying for them for 26 years now.
That is very cool. Now, how did you get into being a co-owner of a hat company?
Well, that makes me the opposite of everybody else here. My wife loves to dance. I hate dancing. I can waltz, I can foxtrot, but that's about the end of it, and everybody just wants to keep going, and the music just doesn't get my feet going. So we came up with a mutual agreement, and she'd go dancing and I'd stay home. So that worked out pretty well. Well, that's where she met David. He's the hat maker for D-Bar J. He started the company 26 years ago, and his health had been failing. So we got together to help him out a little bit. So my wife and I, we bought the warehouse that he's in now, moved him in, and the three of us partnered up. And it's been working out quite well for the last 2 years now.
Now, David Johnson, who is the creator of D-Bar J and Hats, he actually first became interested in restoring hats while competing in a Western dance competition. So that's kind of interesting how the owner of this hat company actually started making hats while he was competing in a Western dance company. And so lo and behold, we have a master ballroom specialist in the house. So, it's always interesting to talk about the fashion when it comes to dancing. And I know that these kinds of hats are the kind of hats that you see on Dick Tracy.
Absolutely.
I mean, with the feathers and the whole Rat Pack. I think every single one of them should have had one of these hats. And they're all handcrafted, handmade. And the story behind David Johnson is just extraordinary. How he moved to Vegas in '61, and when he was 3 years old, and he started dancing in Western dance competitions. He wanted his hats to look the best, so he learned how to maintain, and he took notes on the handiwork on how to make hats and restored them. And he began actually restoring his mother's hats, or his hats in his mother's garage, in 1988.
Right.
So that's actually interesting. Do you have any pictures of him in his mother's garage while putting together the hats? No.
No. It was just a hobby back then, but it grew into what we've got now.
Now, he first started making cowboy hats.
Correct.
And then he discovered that all the equipment into making all sorts of different hats, he actually found that this company in New York called True Hatters was actually selling its business. And so the company owner of True Hatters, Michael Santalucia, he actually sold it to David, and David took all of the old equipment. He actually built a museum out of the Hatters, the True Hatters company.
Right. Well, and we still use all of that. It was Santa Lucia's children.
Santa
Lucia died, and it was children, but they just didn't want to part out Daddy's stuff. But they liked David, so they agreed to sell him everything as long as he kept it intact. And we've been using all of that equipment ever since.
Really?
Yeah. So most of the equipment's over 150 years old that we use.
Holy moly! Cool. And so it's set up not only as a a store for you to come in and you can design your own hats and you can try them on and, see what all sorts of different hats, it kind of appeals to different eras also.
Yeah, we can, if you've seen it in a movie, you have an old picture, or you can draw it on a napkin, David can probably make it for you.
Right.
He can mix and match. It's all handcrafted, so it's whatever you want.
So when he took over the True Hatters equipment, he moved out of his mother's garage, thankfully, and he went into his own shop, and that grew into a storefront location on Spring Mountain in 1989, and it was actually listed in the Clark County Museum as a historical site. So therefore, David was actually able to give tours and showed people all the public displays of the museum-like quality of the equipment they use.
Right.
That is awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So now, Jessica, you're looking at all these different hats, and at the D-Bar J and Hats company, they not only have a storefront that I mentioned you can pick out the hats, but they have a dance floor at the location. Ooh. So Sophia, I think, should give dancing classes at the D-Bar J and Hat location. Nice. So we can actually take all of the students, and you can give a little field trip on how to show them how to make the hats, and then you could give a dance lesson at the D-Bar J and Hat location. That would be so fun, especially if we all put on hats and took a group picture. That to me would be awesome. We got to do that. We got to do that. Is that something that we probably could do, Raphael?
Oh, we've had numerous parties there. We pull out the cars, set the main area up with tables and chairs, and put up a bandstand, and we have performers from the Strip sing, and then they dance on the main floor up in the mezzanine, which is where we've got the dance floor set up with mirrors on two of the walls, so you can see what you're doing. Because my wife and David, they still enjoy dancing, so when it's slow, they'll crank up the music, just go upstairs and dance on their own.
That is so fun.
So it's, we spend all day there, so we just wanted it to have a fun atmosphere. So we've got a 600-gallon fish tank in the place in the shape of a top hat. We've got things hanging from the ceilings.
Top hat, that's cool.
Yeah, so we have a good time.
Have you ever thought of having a Cosmopolitan Connections mixer at the D-Bar J?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I've mentioned it to Yvette, and we just haven't put it together yet.
Put it together, Yvette. Come on. I know you're listening to this. Let's go. Let's put it together.
So, yeah.
Well, I love Cosmopolitan Connections, and, D-Bar J and Hats, I wouldn't be able to have met you if it wasn't for her mixer, so thank you to Yvette. And what's your favorite part about the Cosmopolitan Connections mixers?
It's just the people. It's a great group of people. Yeah. We're members of the Foundation Room, and they were having a mixer up there one night that we just happened to be there, and that's how I met Yvette and the people. So I signed up, and I've been following Yvette around for the past year now.
That's awesome.
Whenever I'm in the country and I'm off on a Wednesday or Thursday, I'm at her event. So.
Now, just to mention a few, that D-Bar J and Hats has made hats for the Smithsonian, Charlie Daniels, Ben Johnson, Clint Black, and Tony Curtis, just to name a few. And when we get back, we're going to name the top prime celebrity that they have designed hats for. That's the one thing I want to save for to the last.
All right.
So stick around. We're going to take the last commercial break. You're listening right here on Vegas All Net Radio on the 702 Rox Show. Stick around.
This is Las Vegas Larry the Cable Guy. I'm here at the Gene Woods Racing Experience with the Rock Vault on the 702 Rox Show.
We're back. Are you ready to rock? Well, here's your 702 Rox host, Roxy.
And we're back, everyone. Welcome to the 702 Rox Show. I'm your hostess, Michelle Roxy Davis. Get more information about 702 Rox by going to our website at 702Rox. That's ROX.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. We're also on Instagram, Foursquare, LinkedIn, and you can catch us on Vine and read about us in every issue of My Vegas magazine. And I have here with me my itsy bitsy. There you go. She's 5 pounds. We always go to Yappy Hour at Rumor. It's a lot of fun. It's on every third Thursday of the month from 6 to 9. They have appetizers and lots of fun. Jessica and I, we go and she has Chihuahuas, I have poodles, and we go and we dress them up and we dress
Happy
up.
dates.
We put on our makeup and our hair and our stilettos and our dresses, and we bring our babies with. And the funniest thing is that you have a doggy stroller.
Yeah.
I think that is,
doggy stroller.
Do you have any doggy pacifiers and doggy bottles?
No, but they got pearl necklaces, though.
Gosh, geez.
Little diamonds on
So funny. So we're here talking about fashion with Rafael Dinez. He is the co-owner of D-Bar Jane Hat Company. They are one-of-a-kind hat company, and they have all sorts of different designs that you can pick and choose from. You can actually design your own hats, and they're located at 5960 Topaz Street in Las Vegas. And one thing I did want to make clear, that is David Johnson, who is the founder of D-Bar Jane Hats. He is the only person licensed in the country to recreate Roy Rogers' signature hat. Raphael, tell me more about that.
Back in 1988, Roy was getting sick, and for the museum, they wanted to recreate Roy and Dale's hat. So we got the call, and David put the hat together, and Roy approved the crease, the signature, and the picture that goes inside of the hat and the lining. But unfortunately, before the finished product could be handed back to Roy passed away.
Oh, that sucks.
But the day of the funeral, it was our D-Bar J hat sitting on Roy's casket. And that is the same hat that his son, Dusty Rogers, has been wearing in his shows for the past 18 years. And he just sent it back to us, and we returned it to him Christmas to get some binding put done on it and get it reworked a little bit to hold its own. But the hat that was sitting on Roy's casket is still in use on his son's head in his shows to this day.
That's very cool.
And we're still making hats for Roy, for the family, and for his clothing catalog that's coming out shortly.
And how meaningful to carry the signature of D-Bar Jane hats from now father to son.
Yes, yeah.
That is just cool.
Yeah, we're very proud of being able to hang on to, because he protects his parents' legacy pretty thoroughly. So we're pretty proud to be able to carry the torch for that. So yeah, we're real happy to have that hat in our line.
And also, the D-Bar Jane hats were also chosen and proudly worn by the Salt Lake City Olympics in 2002, and it was covered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Now, that's cool.
Yeah, David got the call from Romney, and they approved the hats. So as the greeters for the Olympics, they were all wearing our D-Bar J hats. So
Very cool.
We've got that article hanging on our walls at the shop. So we've got a lot of interesting things in our shop. It's not whatever you think it is. It's not. It's unusual. We have a lot of fun there.
Now, I know that this may be, I don't know. I'll just go ahead and say it. What are the costs of some of the hats?
Our hats are all fur felt, so they're rabbit, two types of blends, and pure beaver. The rabbit is $300, and it's whatever style body whatever style you want that hat made into. That's $300. The top of our line is the pure beaver. That's $750. The working cowboys. I'm sorry?
I said that's well worth it.
Yeah, the working cowboys, the guys that are out on the horses doing their thing every day in the weather, that's all they want is the pure beaver, because it will never fail.
Oh yeah,
We'll say our beaver hats will last you the rest of your life. Our rabbits will last you about 15 years or so.
Yeah, but it's Easter. I don't want to wear a rabbit hat on Easter while I'm looking for
Has to be the beaver one.
for the eggs.
It's just the hair.
Okay.
There's no, so it's like when you go to the barber, the hair that's on the ground, they scoop it up, put it into a giant cotton candy machine, and that's what makes.
Oh, so
that's
they
what
don't
makes the
actually
body.
kill the rabbit.
No, this is
just have a
okay.
haircut.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a
that makes me feel
byproduct.
better. All right. There we go. Just shave it.
Yeah, the Europeans, they eat rabbit like we eat chicken, so this is just a byproduct of what it is. So it's we're the largest purchaser of bodies from Winchester, Tennessee, and they've been making hat bodies since the early 1800s. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, give us the .com and the social media sites in case people want to come by and get a tour or purchase.
It's dbarjhat.com, and we're also on Facebook. But like you said, you can find us at 5960 Topaz. You can give David a call, 702-430 0681. Our hours are 10 to 3 during the week, 10 to 2 on Saturdays, so we got to close the doors so we can get some work done. But you give us a call, we'll always open the door. We're usually there late, so we're more than happy to have anybody show up. 2 days ago, we had a family from Germany found us. They came walking in. Yesterday, we had a family from Canada. We were their destination stop, and he bought a hat and walked out the door with a huge smile on his face. So we'll mail that to him in about 3. That's the other thing. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks for us to make the hat. And our hats are made to the size and the shape of your head, so it will fit.
I wonder what that's like, getting your head measured.
Well, the device
No
we
pun
use,
intended.
the device we use, our conformator, that was used during the Civil War, so that is 150 years old.
Jeez.
So that gets the exact shape of your head, and we make the hat to the shape of your head. So it's not only a 7.5, but it could be a 7.5 round, oval, egg oval, whatever your head shape is, the hat is made for you.
And usually go to Yvette Auger's Cosmopolitan Connection, so if people would like to meet you, they always know, just look for the guy in the nice hat.
That's me. I'm easy to find around there. So.
Yeah. So thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. It's
Absolutely.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
And to Sophia Konstantinova from Sophia and Sapphire, and to Jessica Talamontes. It's been a great show, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
I
got
got to go cut a rug.
I know. I can't wait. We
Put
got
on my hat.
I know. We have to go.
We just have to plan a party. That's
There we go. Well, we have to get dance classes, and we have to take a field trip, and we have to go over to D-Bar Jane Hats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a great show, everybody, and I hope everyone has a wonderful Easter. Go spend it with your family, your loved ones, your friends, and don't be afraid to go eat some chocolate. And my Itsy Bitsy wants everyone to have a happy Easter as well. Thank you to New Media Vegas, Gene Woods Racing Experience, Osaka Japanese Bistro, More Family Dentistry, Carl Dawsonberg. I think I got it right. Kind of, sort of. Anyways, and thanks to Yvette Auger's Cosmopolitan Connections. It's been a great show, and we'll see you next Friday right here, 4 to 5 p.m. on Vegas All Net Radio with the 702 Rox Show.